Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Hey guys, I'm not too sure what's happening. I took a look at the chat there. Someone's having PC issues of some sort. From what I can gather, obviously I do not speak any of the languages, so it is not helpful. I threw us live straight away because they actually knifed 5v4. I think Nordavind only had 4 players on, so Tricked got to start on the CT side, but Tricked have graciously agreed to wait for whatever issue Nordavind are facing as they finally got their 5th player, who I believe was Tensky, back on the server. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on. I'm not too sure why they're waiting around. I don't see any ping issues. Seems to be all Gucci. But yeah, I threw us straight in because I thought they were going to start the pistol, but then they paused it for what I assume is a technical issue. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to throw us to the pause screen for 2 seconds. Not with music. I'll just want to check the console and see what's going down. Tensky got back on. So Rubino said Tensky would be like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. His hard drive is from 2005, apparently. HDD FRA 2005. They're asking, is he okay? He's having, okay, so Tensky's having PC problems, is what we've discovered. It took a little while, because I have to read in a Nordic language. So it's not easy. But anyways, Tensky's going to fix up his issues, and this gives us a little bit of a chance to take a look at Overpass as a whole. In general, on this map, you're going to expect a pretty high amount of competition. Both of these teams play it pretty frequently, with, I think it's fair to say, Tricked looking better, just because of the caliber of teams that they usually face on it. The losses they receive are very close versus No Chance. This is 2 months ago when No Chance were performing much better. 16-7 loss versus Wendigo. They lost to Gambit Youngsters, and they lost to Devils.1. Outside of that, they've beat Sprout, Epsilon, and Chaos and Nemiga in the past 3 months rather. So although the win rate isn't technically better, it's very close for both teams. Then you take a look at the teams that we've seen Nordavind lose versus. They've lost to Apex, they've lost to Sprout, but it was 16-5. It was a harsh loss to Sprout. They've lost to Ancient, Super Yimmy, and Wendigo. Beating teams like Ignite, Copenhagen, but that's 2 teams. Let me try that again. Copenhagen Flames. 2 months ago, Copenhagen Flames were doing okay. What's gone on there? Hello? Anybody? Guys, are you here? Where's everyone gone? Why have they left me? Well, I'll play out the game myself, I suppose. That's an odd one that I haven't seen before. I'll throw us over to the pause screen then. But basically, before we go there, I would say coming into this map, although you've got favor towards Nordavind, they won both pistols in the previous map and only managed 13, despite it again being a pretty decent one for them. And I mean, they were 3 for 3 on Nuke, up against, like we said, French Frogs, who are the X3D Max side, and Super Yimmy. Not bad teams. So considering the caliber of team and the momentum that we have coming through from Tricked, I can definitely see them taking Overpass. I think it'll be a close one again, probably double digits for both teams. And then the next map of Inferno, again, it's a similar story. A close map for both teams, one that we see them having pretty good results on. But then again, Tricked do tend to play against better teams than the ones that we've seen Nordavind take down. So it's a shaky position, all in all. But I think Tricked are favored on the next 2 maps marginally. And obviously with a 1-0 advantage, they only need to take 1. We're going to take a quick break, though, while these guys figure out their issues, and I guess we'll be back in a few. So, just to let you guys know, the reason that they all dropped, Tansky was having PC issues on the server, which he doesn't believe to be just his PC. So, they're swapping over to a different server to hopefully fix Tansky's issues, and we will see if that's going to solve them. Hopefully it will. We'll be back quite soon. Can't give a time estimate, but it should be in the next 2 minutes or so. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in a sec.
Found myself waking in the same clothes, shaking from my temple to my ankles. Sunny, but I need another raincoat. Waiting by a payphone, finally I coughed up some awful information that I thought of. Well, they think I've been messing with the wrong stuff. Nah, I've been messing with the right stuff. Yeah, I think I might just waiting for the call to come. Who could say it was easy? Sad about the bad I've done on my grave. Please believe me. Gotta come alive. I hear it all the time, but I'm quiet when you make me fade. Feel it coming back, watch it turn black, but I'm brighter when you make me fade.
water there is deeper than anything you've ever seen. Jump right in and swim until we freeze. I will remember your face. You say I'm still in love with that place. But when the stars are the only things we share, you'll be there. And I've got a plan. I've got an atlas in my hands. I'm gonna turn to listen to the lesson that I've learned. I've got a plan. I've got an atlas in my hands. I'm gonna turn to listen to the lesson that I've learned.
Hey guys, sorry about the wait there. There was some kind of issue with the GoTV and connecting. It timed me out for some reason. Apparently I'm Hackerman. But Tricked started out well in this map. We can take a look at what happened right in here. They won the first map with a defuse after the plant went down for Nordavind. Barely won out in a 1v1 the second round. Third, again, you're going to see a defuse going through, but finally Nordavind get around on the board with 2 players left alive thanks to the bomb plant. That's everything summarized as we're ready to jump on into things. Like I said, apologies for the lateness. Not too sure why what the issue was, really. I've never been timed out from a GoTV before. But it's fixed, whatever it was. And as we roll on into round number 5, Nordavind have got 3 AK-47s and 2 AUGs. A pretty decent buy for themselves, considering very minimal reinvestment having to come through to get those 2 AUGs for free. They are still behind though. And with Trick looking better on Overpass in general, I think it's time to talk about win conditions. Well, for Nordavind, one thing we need to see change between the previous map and this one is opening duels. A-Core was able to dominate early round over on Nuke. And now Overpass gives him a very good chance to do just the same. Another thing I want to see improve for Nordavind is in terms of trades. So far in the previous map, we saw multiple occasions where they were ahead. Maybe into 3v3s, for example. But Tricked were able to pull it back on a consistent basis, especially on the retakes. The final thing, I would estimate that on the terrorist side, they want to be closing out around 6 rounds, I'm going to say. Losing out the pistol, I think 6 is probably a good scoreline. If they won the pistol, like they did previously over on both halves of Nuke, I would expect them to at least get 6, probably 7. 7, they would feel good about. 6 would be expected. But right here, 6 is a reasonable goal and one that should be met. 5 is something they will settle for, but it won't look amazing for them. As they close in the distance towards the bomb side, A-Core gets taken down by Chroman, and we're into a 3v3. Tricked lose their big weapon, their big long gun, as Stush gets lit down heavily, making it in through toilets, and the flank is now known. Nordavind have nowhere safe to go. They have to take this fight onto Stush. Luckily, he only has a 5-7, but he comes out on top of the engagement. Down goes Halzerk, and eventually the trade goes through, but plenty of weapons lost for Nordavind already. And Tricked are getting lots of damage in. In a 2v2 now, Nordavind have to try to stop this bomb from being defused, and the flash is perfect, but still, Tensky only able for 1 before going down. Borup finds it. No time though. No kit in play. And it's unfortunate, but the round does go to Nordavind. Tricked play really well though when they eliminate all 5 players, leaving barely any money for Nordavind to work with now. Somebody's asked in chat what the music I use is. So what I'm going to do, and it will probably be posted by the time I say this, is I'm going to quickly go and get it and post a link in chat. It might start playing for just 2 seconds. I'll pause it straight away. I just need to get it from Google Drive. So it's a playlist from YouTube, but it's since been taken down from YouTube, although it is royalty free, so it's unusual that that happens. This is the link. It is in chat. And there you go. We're chilling, we're cool, we're good to go. So as we're jumping back into things, time to get in the swing of it. Nordavind in a 5 versus 3. Tricked, not in an amazing spot. They have managed to get themselves the AK on Borup, obviously, from the previous round, but outside of that, they're rocking in with just USPs. Not a position we expect all too much from them in. With only Borup left alive, I mean, even saving at this point would be ideal, but it'll be difficult to do. These T's are all over the place, pushing down towards the B bomb side. I'm probably eventually going to go for the execute, or for the hunt, I mean. The other thing that was weird about the previous map, you have to say, is the fact that we saw Hunden top fragging, outplaying the likes of Bubsky or Acor. I wonder if we'll see the same flourishing performance from him now that we're off of Nuke. And Nuke, a map where it may be CT-sided, but I'd also argue it's Danish-sided, just in general. Especially with the likes of Hunden in there.
Terrorists win.
So, 3-3. Here's where things get interesting. You got the full buy coming through from Trick. They've got plenty of utility to work with. One kit in play on Hunden. It cost them the previous round not having a kit, but because of the investment that they'd made, they managed to bring it down to the 1v0 in the end, like we saw. With Borb clothing it out, keeping over his AK. He's still got it in hand in round number 7. He's had this for 2 rounds in a row. Won't be doing a whole lot with it to start this one off, though. As Nordavind playing it quite slowly. They've taken a little bit of connector control, started to move their way up towards short. They still have players on top mid, just making sure that nobody's getting aggressive. As I'm checking the map, Tensky's actually the one taking Bubsky down. Early engagement taken towards Monster, and actually that spray from Stush is quite nice. He takes Tensky's head off, leaving it into a 4 versus 4. And Nordavind at this point, they are still favored, but they're about to push towards the A bomb site where there are still 3 players defending. I say that as a rotate begins from Hunden, but he instantly just goes back over, pops a flash on short. Borup lands himself one. The aggression comes through, and it's working out. Acor on another with the AUG, the scope proving to be favorable for him. Whether it's an op or an AUG. Nade not quite going according to plan. Smoke kind of botched him a little bit. Rabino's going to be able to get over towards the B site. Again, Nade's not going according to plan as the flash doesn't land, but he still takes Just down. Even though he's not flashed, and the flashbang actually gave away Rabino's position. But it works out, and he manages to get himself a bomb plant. Flash over towards Heaven. He can close the distance to CT now, slowly but surely. He knows there could be players up close, so he doesn't want to make too many steps and give away where he's going. Nice shot connected onto Acor. He knows there's another player towards Heaven. This could be dangerous from Tricked if they give this one away. They're in a 1v4. Rabino's managed to pull it back, but Hunden saves the round. AWP over in his hands as well for the next round, and my god! A 1v4 for Rabino, and he almost wins it, gets a bomb plant and 3 kills. That's scary for Tricked. Playing maybe a little bit overconfident, pushing him one at a time. The first kill is justified. The second, possibly as well. Eventually, they have to go for that double peek. And it works, but only just about, as he had got the info on where Hunden was. And that full commitment towards A, I mean, I'm surprised Rabino manages to make it to B. The cross was being watched. He botched his flashbang. Like, a lot went wrong for him. But in the end, it's all okay. And Tricked, I like that they call a pause here. They call that timeout. Gonna now be able to talk to themselves and get everybody on level-headed territory. Because that's going to be a pretty tilting one. You can talk about how close the round was, but yeah, ultimately it goes to Tricked and it's 4-3, and you know, it's not really too much for Nordavind. They don't get anything on the board, but those kills that Rabino found have put Tricked in a position that they cannot buy for the next round. If they lose this, and they've had to go down to a FAMAS on Stush. If they lose this, Nordavind get a free round, and they'll go into the lead. So, not, like, yeah, he doesn't win the clutch, but he still has huge impact onto the economy of his opponents. Opening kills again go to Tricked. Borup this time, and Acor the ones finding those. With Rubino lit up as well, he probably won't be 1v4ing this time on 13 HP. Tensky's really going to have to be the hero of the round. Acor gets a little over-aggressive in toilets. He knew where the bomb was, but... So he tried to peek out, stop Tensky from picking that bomb up, but unfortunately Tensky was watching the angle, took him down. Now he's got a 1v5 on the cards. He's already found 2 kills. Goes in the distance towards middle. Borup is pretty low. He's been spotted. I don't think Tensky realizes that he just... Never mind. That was grass. That was grass. Well, I would have shot the grass and given away my position, but Tensky isn't doing that. He's closing in the distance on toilets. The thing is, though, this position from Borup, it's very aggressive and it's very risky, but the fact that Tensky's actually pushing up behind him now gives him a pretty heavy advantage, because as Tensky gets to the bomb site, he's 15 seconds, he has to plant. And when he attempts that, Borup should be able to turn around and take him down. This timing could work so well for Tensky, but it works quite poorly. Borup ninjaing over towards short is the one to find that and bring it 5-3. Tricked survive with 3 players, which again still does quite a bit of damage to their economy, but without Nordavind having a bomb plant, and with the loss bonus being pretty weak, they won't be getting themselves a buyout. Early nades do all the damage. Borup finds it onto Halzerk with the Kobe. Not nice to lose a player in a round like this. You've got majority Deagles to work with now on Nordavind's side. No armor. Really the objective is to get a bomb plant, but even planting in this kind of situation is going to be really hard to work. Shots tippity tapping away. Acor gets lots of done with that A1S, eventually falls down, and this is the thing, right? If you can get one more kill, Tricked would be happy, but the fact that they have a Glock, or sorry, Nordavind would be happy, but the fact that they have a Glock in play doesn't give them a great chance. Tricked only losing 1 weapon, the reinvestment is minimal. Acor just takes out the AWP, it's dropped over to him once more. This time it's Borup being the gift maker. It's whoever has the money, really. But it was Hunded in the previous map, consistently dropping that up because the dude was playing insane. And hell, not that he's having a bad game to start us off here. But things are starting to return to normality a little bit over on the Tricked side. Borup swings in with the opening. He's opening consistently, and if not opening, at least finding the second kill of the round and finding advantages for his team. I'm really liking it. I'm trying to just load up the scoreboard here to take a look. Yeah, Borup is 2 for 0 when opening duels. And actually, Acor, who you'll recall from the previous map, was 4 for 0 opening duels, finishing out the first half. He's 2 for 2 right now. He's struggling a lot more on Overpass to get those openings with the AVP. Despite the opening on B, Nordavind get traded. They're deciding to make their way back towards the tower spawn. So they're not feeling too confident about making a push onto B. Plenty of utility still working over for them, and they've got that op in place, so the potential to pull a kill back pretty quickly. You can see all 3 players down towards B. Leaves only Borup on a jump spotting all the angles, hoping that he can see someone. But as he doesn't, we're not going to see too hefty of a rotation. Acor starts to go up, but I think he's just going to play in heaven. Oh no, he actually goes all the way up to support on A. So just waiting has given Nordavind more of an advantage, as it's a passive hold on B. Flashbang from onto Bubsky. As he decides to cross back over, his head is taken clean off. Acor now rotates in on the AWP. They're going to see if they can catch a player off going for the bomb plant, but it doesn't look like it. That push forward from Hunden is crazy risky. Now as they aggress forward, Borup finds himself one. Acor swinging around on the AWP looking towards the bomb site, but it's Borup that's found 2 kills so far. He's on the AK-47. He's got himself a smoke. He could stick this defuse. It's in a nice little corner that keeps him safe. As long as Acor's there to cover, he finds himself one on the AWP. Borup now has to trade his teammate, and they think he's defusing as Halzerk runs out, I think with his knife in hand. A questionable play at best, and one that definitely doesn't work out for him. 7-3. I mean, if he was defusing, he would have to run with his knife, get over there quite quickly, because you can't spam from that angle, especially not with the op. You'll get the one shot and, I mean, likely miss. So it ends up being 7-3, and a position for Trick now that they're definitely happy with, but there's still the potential for Nordavind to pull it back, and I don't want to give up all hope on them just yet. As they come into this round with a couple SMGs, it's going to be a much faster play. Blitzkrieging towards Borup, who's caught out on short. He finds one, but eventually goes down. Now, Acor's in an awkward spot. He's got that op. He needs to get support from the bomb site. He has none, but he keeps on going, taking Chroman down and knows that he's got the bomb in his possession. It leaves Tensky with a deagle to pull it all off. Again, one more kill here would be nice. You can see that the Tricked economy is very low, so anything that Tensky gets is a bonus for them. Although it's unlikely that they win the round, they know that economy damage is the main point of rounds like this. You're trying to simultaneously decrease your opponent's economy and increase yours by getting kills and getting a bomb plant, which gives you that extra little bit of cash. But as Tensky inches forward, his chances of winning with just a deagle are quite low. Misses the opening shots now, his position is known, and Hunden quickly dispatches him, closing out the round 8-3. And Tricked, again, they gave over those 3 rounds to Nordavind, but they've already secured themselves what should be a decent position, and the foundations are certainly set for a good half over on the counter-terrorist side. Nordavind need to find a way back in, because at the moment things are becoming a little bit one-sided. Hara's lucky to be alive. He's been spotted as well. They're going to spam and he knows it, just bails out of there, knowing the death is just around the corner. Trick doing that early damage. The nade is returned but does nothing. They've got themselves held down with heavy B presence, a little bit of control towards water, and Borup and Connector happy to support if they do start to push up through short. This B hold is on point, and the reason for it, with the aggression from Borup and Connector, Acor can play aggressive. He can make sure that nobody's pushing up on A anytime soon. The bomb is there as well, so if they do decide to rotate down to B, that could be dangerous, although they will successfully retrieve that bomb and start the rotate down after a couple of kills go in. Unfortunately, the couple are all for the CT side. Only Borup was eliminated in Connector, and that opens up very few doors. Sure, it cuts off rotations through that angle, but the CTs can still go through the CT spawn. And you're in a 2-man disadvantage as Halzerk scopes in towards short. He's unable to capitalize on the angle that Bubsky was offering, as he wasn't currently watching it. Bubsky now goes in for the fight against Rubino and doesn't win it out, but he still has Stush here, and with Rubino on 4 HP with the op, he's going to try to bail out and save. It's just no... Oh, I thought he was going to spam through. He knows where he is roughly, as the steps are heard running away. The spams are there. 4 HP, but the shot from Rubino might secure that AWP for the next round. Saving over is risky with such low HP, and he's going to go for it. He's going to just barrel in towards the site and try to plant. There it is. He falls. And it's probably a better idea with 4 HP and an op. I mean, if they hunt you down and kill you, your economy is screwed. He had not got a lot of money anyways, and he would force his team into have to buy into a buy in this round. Had that of had he have saved it forward. So a last minute call, just go and die, was made, as he desperately does not want to be fragged after time. It's a shame now. 9-3. This is where Nordavind, like we talked about it before. 6 would be okay. Or 6 would be good, sorry. 6 would be good, losing out the pistol and failing to get the force buy in second round. If you see a 5-round scoreline for the T side, it's okay. But kind of okay at best. And anything less than that, especially 3, would just be devastating. Trickter starting to build up some economic security. This round should only help that, as it's a much weaker buy for Nordavind. Picked off by Acor once more. Borup is the one with the opening duel, though. I mean, he has just been a ham on those. Acor, though, when he's given challenges on that AVP, he shreds. Borup's about to be peeked in from toilets. Doesn't spot out the player, but oh, he's won the fight! Rubino can't even get it done, as it's all on to Hara. The bomb is dropped and Acor is watching it with the op. Gets a 3k in the round, and that is devastating for Nordavind. The angle was perfect, and those are the kind of shots you just cannot afford to miss. Do remember that the HLTV scoreboard is 1 round behind for me because I'm 1 minute ahead of you guys. But at the moment, we've got Borup 4 for 0 on opening duels, a performance that we saw from Acor over on Nuke. Acor himself, 3 for 2. He's slightly positive, but has been struggling to open it up on the op. That's not great. Acor does open it up for his team. A second kill as well, with Bubsky fragging elsewhere. That's a 2-man advantage. Nordavind pick back up the bomb. They're starting to angle towards A as well. They know Acor's around this area, but they don't care. They still want to take those fights. As he peeks out, there's another. He says, peek me, baby. No problemos. Eventually going in for Rubino, who was scoped in on the angle, but can't win. Acor is just too good on that op. 4 kills, peeking each and every player that was watching his position. They were looking at him, and he doesn't even take damage. Shreds, 19 for 9 right now. Acor in with huge damage. Yes, he's not winning on opening duels. He's got 5 rounds where he's found 2 or more kills, which is what Borup has, with 5 opening duels going his way in total. And Borup has 150 ADR, but what Acor has is that trade potential. In that round right there, Borup dies, he instantly refrags, finds a second, and then finishes off the damn round by killing the last 2. Absolutely nuts. And 11-3 now. This is a fantastic half for Trick. The potential to take a 12th is on the board as Nordavind come in with a much weaker buy. They've got a Galila UMP, a Deagle to play with. And a fast push comes over towards Monster. That's awkward for Bubsky. He's spamming away all of his bullets. Eventually he's going to be taken down as Hunden holds. They line up for him. Rubino is low and has to go back. He picks up the bomb, starting to make his way towards this site. Acor is here in CT, but he won't expect Borup coming behind. These two guys have been playing insane here on Overpass, and the angle is superior. Easy 1 tap onto the shoulder. As Rubino goes down, it's 12-3 in an absolutely phenomenal half scoreline for Tricked. Coming into it, winning the pistol round. And this is what we talked about. On map number 1, Tricked were favored, and the scoreline was 16-13, but it was much more one-sided than it seemed, with the fact that Nordavind won both pistol rounds. They got 5 rounds for free, basically. And so that closed in the gap. That made it look like it was much closer than it was. As Tricked now 12-3 up. You can see what happens when they win pistols. I mean, if Nordavind won the pistol and the others played out as they did, you would see it, a 9-6. That'd be fine. It'd be perfectly recoverable. But you can't hinge on winning those pistols because they can be very up in the air. Some of the most random rounds in CSGO are played out in round number 1 of a half. The swing's coming out over towards the B-bomb site. Trick lose the opening kill as Tensky frags. Glocks up close, trying to do the damage, actually on range as well, as Borup swings out. Down goes Tensky. I don't think he's quite caught where Rubino is, though. We could overwhelm him, although Rubino's eventually spotted. Halzerk known to be towards upper as well, but the bomb's out in the open. It's very difficult to retrieve at this point. And that's why. Rubino, watching long range with the USP, takes the head and puts it 12-4. The pistol round again going over to Nordavind. 3 out of 4 so far. So 12-4. Trick to again take the eco over on the terrorist side. They're not a fan of the force buys. This gives the opportunity for these SMGs on Nordavind to frag like crazy. Tensky comes in with 3. There's a 4th on the board. He's looking for the ace. Halzerk's rushing down. He's saying, you're not getting an ace today, buddy. Not for you. Oh, that's just BM. Gets himself a bit of extra cash as well, but it's sad. No eco ace to come through on Nordavind. The problem for them now, again, this is something that we highlight quite a lot with the current economy system, is that as they bought so many SMGs, like, yes, Tensky can upgrade because he found 4 kills. But that's the benefit of the SMG gone now, and you still have 3 coming into this round. You know, it's a really rough one to play out. I like when some players, especially on the CT side, take themselves like some P250s or something, so that they can just, like, they have armor. They have the armor advantage most likely if their opponent's eco. They have the P250s, also an upgrade. And so a very decent chance to still win the round whilst getting themselves out of full buy for this one here. Trick to come in with a huge advantage in terms of the hardware. They've got 8Ks, they've got SGs times 3. But Nordavind, obviously, they play this as a bonus. But you're forced into doing that because of the buy that you've made. Nice nade onto Hara. This Trick now start to make their way towards that A-bomb site. 2 players holding down inside of toilets. Let's swap over there. I don't know what autocorrector's doing today. Stush has managed to open up toilets. 2 kills on the board. Rubino holding on long range with the AUG is probably their best chance of the round, but he's just torn to bits by Bubsky. So a 2 versus 5 retake has to come through, and Nordavind definitely looking strong. They are for the next round at least. Not in this one. Like, it's a buy that you don't expect to go too well. You're pushing down towards the side. What they had, 1 AUG in toilets, an MP9 up close. The Trick do well to avoid losing any players, and they'll do well to avoid it till the end of the round if they can. But the whole issue right now for Nordavind is the fact that that's a round that you kind of expect to lose. Like, statistically, you're likely to lose it. That's what a bonus round is, right? You try to get one on the board for free with the weapons carried forward, and then you can get yourself a a full buy out in the next to make up for it. But what you don't want to do is give Trick any more rounds at this point, because they're only 3 away from victory. Nordavind have a massive recovery to make. The CT side needs to be on lockdown from the get-go, and this is where it starts. After a bonus round played out, Rubino and Hara still need to take MP9s, which is not a good sign at all. Halzerk on a glass cannon op, and this is again the problem that I want to highlight. When you buy 4 SMGs, your economy is screwed. There's not enough money to go around. You saw, yes, Tensky had so much cash to work with. Fantastic. But no one else does, because he eats up all that money. And if he doesn't find all those kills, if 1 kill each comes through for the SMGs, that's still not great. Because you don't get anywhere near the reward that you need to justify buying that weapon. Because then you have to play with it in the next round. It relies heavily on you fragging in 2 rounds straight, one of which you're against an eco. Cool, so it's possible. The next you're against AKs. It's not so possible. I've said it multiple times. To me, 2 SMGs is ideal coming into round number 2 when you win the first. If your other players have to take pistols, take pistols. It's not that big of a disadvantage. When you're going to be playing up against probably Glocks no armor. And if they force buy, well then you can still full buy into the next round. It's not that big of a deal. They just screw their own loss bonus in that case. But anyways, let's move past it. Nordavind have a huge disadvantage coming into this with Halzerk on a glass cannon and 2 players on SMGs. But Halzerk nonetheless is able to find that opening duel. Pushing down through long are going to be 3 players, as Bubsky is the solo down short. Oh, we want to watch Bubsky though. On the other side of that smoke, there's an AWP lurking. No, it's actually Tensky, sorry. Pushing up close on the M4. He hasn't been flashed in. Oh, I want to watch this action. Bubsky's about to walk straight past him. They ninja pass each other, but Tensky catches the angle. He's going to find the kill from behind. And now things are awkward. They've lost control of short. Hauser keeps on fragging with the AWP, but eventually peeks into those SGs and is eliminated. They know Tensky's on short. They know exactly where he is. With 10 seconds left, they have to go for the bomb plant. And the peak comes up. Oh, the spam. Oh, the unsuccessful spam. So the bomb plant goes down. But it's all onto Acor in the end. 16 HP to play with. And he'd be best going around through CT so we can head peek. But out in the open, he's going to be easily body spammed by Tensky. And AWP retrieved a 3k for him in that round. And beautiful positioning over towards short. He got so much done from there. Just taking away that control, forcing them to plant for a CT, and then isolating the players as they exit from the plant spot. (13-6). A great round for Nordavind. I mean, managing to save over that AWP, putting them in a much better economic situation now. They've got themselves a full buy. For the first time on their CT side. Full rifles to play with. And Trick struggled in the previous. That's a pretty good sign. You can still leave it over a little bit to the kind of weird play by Tensky. Like, he made a play. It worked out. But had he not have done that, things could have looked a lot worse. I don't think Trick are going to be too phased by that round. The guy hiding inside a smoke happens every now and then, and it'll catch you off, and it'll cost you rounds from time to time. But Trick know that. They're not going to be a team that ever gets tilted, I don't think, especially with Lord Hunden as the leader. Oh, that angle from Hara isn't expected. It's just is looking to be alive, to be honest. He kind of unknowingly peeked behind the wall. Or hid behind the wall to keep himself alive. Bubsky finds one. The opening duel goes his way as Hara is not getting anything done from short. Now the push from Bubsky again, pushing through the smoke right into the arms of Kroman, who turns away to look at a wall! That is not the play. That just is not the play. Down goes Rubino, head tapped from the site. Now we're still into a 2v2 because off screen Tensky found a double kill to bring things into a 13-6 scoreline, but a 2 versus 2 with an advantage towards the CTs because the bomb still has to be planted. Well, now it's safely made its way onto the site, but low HP on Bubsky. One shot to the body will take him down, and Halzerk's there to take Hunden. Post-plant, though, so they at least grab themselves a little bit of extra cash for the next round, and they can get a buyout if they want to. 13-7, Nordavind land themselves quite a lot of damage, I suppose, onto their own economy in that round. They lost a lot of players. And it really eats into the CT side more so. If each team is trading back and forth rounds, CT side are the ones that suffer. The economy game is just so much harder to play out there. But if you're also losing 3 players plus every round, well then you're definitely going to be suffering when you come over to these buys. An MP9 has to be taken out for Hara. Utility is also relatively light. I mean, they're missing a couple pieces here and there, but by and large, it's okay. Not the biggest of deals. It's definitely not round losing utility anyways. For Trick, though, they're just fine. They've got themselves SGs and AKs. The one Deagle comes out on Acor. He takes himself armor. A man that you definitely have seen in the past performing with this Deegan play. We expect him to take a back foot in the round, though. Play support for his team as he's taken that extra util. And as he plays support and they close in towards the side, if one of his teammates falls, he can pick up the weapon and be perfectly effective as he's got full armor. Josh takes it onto Halzerk. He gets legged in the process, though. And Bubsky's team killed him? Hello? Reaction's too fast. Reaction's faster than brain. Rubino on the site has 1 for 1 as smokes go down. It's a 3 versus 2. The retake now looks worse for Nordavind as they push through the smoke. The bomb wasn't even tapped at that point. Pushing through the smoke was risky. Kroman's been spotted out. He spammed through the smoke. Oh, they line up for him, though! The second team kill. Tricked have killed 2 of their own players. What is going on? They know where Hunden is as well. He's got to pull off this clutch. 1 versus 1. Tricked. How have you done that? He's being flanked out. It's over. What the hell is that trick? Bubsky and Acor both team kill. That's abysmal. You cannot be doing that. An AWP saved over for Kroman. Plenty of time to defuse. That's disgraceful to lose a round like that. Like, I don't know what happened with Bubsky team killing there because obviously we weren't watching him. I guess he was holding a pixel angle and just saw a player run across. Quick headshot. But A-Core? What the hell was that about? They just line up. I mean, there should have been some communication there. Only one player on the site. Like, you don't need to force it that much. You've got the bomb down as well. There were smokes to cover the planter getting out of there. Oh, it's just... What a way to lose it. Nordavind, they're given a real chance to get back into this. 13-8. The buy from Nordavind sees 2 MP9s coming through. Lots of utility. Tricked with the bomb plant, they're still able to get quite a lot. The SGs, the AKs, the Galil utility is lacking, but it's still there with 3 smokes and 2 flashbangs. Flash over on short. Borup's going to be going for the peak as they close in towards that bomb site. But they're not actually fully committing just yet. They have no control of long or toilets. So it's not time to make a push. At the moment, just looking for duels. Seeing if they can find any frags for free. Alzerk certainly can. Oh, no, he can't. He's traded back straight away. Bubsky comes up behind him and takes him down on the AWP. Aggression towards toilets like that, usually supported by a second player. And although he has a second player towards the site, and a third, no one was with him. So it was weird to go in for that aggression all by himself. Rubino now tries to make the sneaky plays around the smoke, catches one off guard as Stush goes down. Bomb plant is obtainable at this point, but they have to worry about a player pushing them quite quickly. The shot is missed, but Tensky coming in there on the MP9 and low HP on Borup up against these SMGs. Not going to be having a fantastic time. Neither is the final player, A-Core, as he's actually USP'd to death. Howard got himself a little bit of cash with the MP9 frag, and now 13-9. What is going on? Nordavind come into rounds with SMGs instead of rifles, as their economy is so low, and yet they still win them. They come into rounds where they're getting only 3 kills, but winning the round because Tricked clean up for them and take their own teammates out of the equation. It's still haunting me, the fact that they team killed twice in one round. That might be the first time I've ever seen that, actually. It's just spamming away with a deagle takes Tensky to trade out his teammate. Bubsky was killed elsewhere. Oh, picking up an SG as well. This is better than an AUG because he can one-shot. Without armor, you kind of need that, but without life, it's not going to be easy. 2 players push up short now, and Rubino's there, supported by Halzerk. Easy kills, 13-10. A round that you expect to go to Nordavind. They only lose 1 weapon, which is just fine for them, allowing their economy to stabilize a little bit. I mean, I was even casting the StarLadder minor qualifier for China and for the Asia region as well. Southeast Asia. We saw a lot of team kills. It's more messy, right? It's less structured in general because you got much newer teams there. But I never saw 2 team kills in a round. That's new to me. That's very new. Halzerk takes down Bubsky with, again, aggression that is unwarranted. Like, look at it. They've got control of short and they know he's out there. They can come up through toilets, cut him off. I think Halzerk, while he's playing aggressive on the op, it's ludicrously aggressive. They are not spotting out Tensky somehow. Eventually they trade him out. Obviously they were flashbang there, but he's not even looking towards the angle and continuing to aggress is weird. As you're into a 2v3. Halzerk rotating around is known to be towards long. Misses the shot though, and that's not going to cost him as he wallbangs Hunden eventually. And they know where A-Core is. Flanked out from short. Tricked again, losing out the round. Weird that they don't react to Halzerk. Instead committing towards the site, pushing while flashbanged. It's messy. It looks like Trickter's spiraling out of control, to be honest. Like, you know there's an ob already pushed up towards your spawn. Well, you can push through toilets, out to long, push through mid, take him down. Maybe he gets 1 more kill, but you eliminate him. Now you're sat in a 3v4 and you've got yourself an op. Kind of worst case scenario as long as you go 2x2. Nordavind pulling themselves massively back into this, despite 2 rounds where we should have probably seen Tricked winning out. You recall the Rubino 1v4 where he almost found it? All that damage that went through the Tricked economy on the CT side. There's been so many chances that Tricked had to cleanly close out rounds or to close them out full stop, and they've just avoided doing that at every possibility, at every single turn of the way. Tricked at the moment of 1 round on the board on the T side. It was the buy round that started to make it look like they were going to be easily walking away with it, but it's absolutely not that easy by the looks of things. Aggression towards short comes through, and Tricked start to close in the distance of the A bomb site by taking the toilet's control. Nordavind still have an AWP posted up here though, and that's going to be a massive problem for them. He's the only player, Halzerk, holding down A. Not getting aggressive just yet. He can't really afford to. With 40 seconds left as well, he won't be finding any contact by the looks of things. And this is unfortunate. It's a really good hold from Nordavind in the sense that they've trusted Halzerk to hold that solo and left him on a passive angle. Because down towards B, you've got those 3 players holding down. As it does look to be an aggression towards there in the end. Bomb starting to rotate down through connector. It's a little bit of a fake, but they push him straight away. It's too quick. You can't push the A side that quickly and expect there to have already been rotations. Aggression from Hara is unwarranted as he's so low, but with so little time, he gets the info on where the final 2 players are and indeed where the bomb is. That's worthwhile. As you're into a 1v4, Hunted's not going to be even able to save the weapon over as he's taken out, and it pushes over 13 to 12. Nordavind with a really good round there and a really good read on their opponents, leaving Halzerk to play out the long range angles. He had a molly in play to slow them down if they did start pushing the bomb site. And whilst he probably would have at best gotten 1 kill and fallen back towards Bank from his position, he kept that site. He kept the information in play and the stack down towards B, which ultimately was the death of Tricked as they left it too late and went for the blitzkrieg towards it. Tricked are still ahead, but with only 1 buy round under their belt and the economy so low at this point, I feel like they have no choice but to allow the equalizer to come through. If they go for the buy here, it will be a weak one. They can get themselves pistol armor, no problem with that. Molotov as well from Bubsky. Straight away just going to call that it's towards B if they have that. If they're playing pistol armor, Molly at the B bomb site, push towards it. It's hard to pinpoint their issue as well because Tricked have tried faster strategies. The one towards A was super stagnated. They got flashbang, torn apart. Azurk was behind on the op. They didn't isolate him. There's a lot of mistakes, and it's really weird to see that. Because obviously, Tricked are one of the teams that stand out as being one of the more structured within this level of Counter-Strike. Especially having Hunden on the team. So another tech pause coming through. It was tactical turned technical. Hoping it won't be too long. Maybe see if Tansky's moving. He is a bit, so I don't think it's going to be him fixing his net issues. Maybe Rubino. He's chilling. He's still. There we go. Eventually, the timeout is called off. We're 13 to 12. Take a look at that scoreline. It has been dominant as hell. Nordavind were allowed to win 3 rounds on their terrorist side. 3 consecutive rounds with bomb plants and explosions. But when we saw Tricked win at their first full buy, everything fell apart. Super one-sided halves like this are never good to look at, and right now Tricked need to start pulling it back. They're running out of time. This round doesn't see a whole lot for them. Just a few pistols upgraded with armor. Keeping over as much money as they can for the next round while still giving a chance for frags. The real issue, though, is how out of control the Nordavind economy is starting to get. You know, if they lose this round, or if considering Nordavind should win this round, if they lose the next round, when Trick come in with a full buy, it's still not going to be terrible. You're still going to see a very strong buy from Nordavind because they've got so much cash built up. So it's not a matter of Trick winning one round and then getting a free one up to 15. They need to win consistent rounds. Josh, what is that with the Deagle? 2 on the board. I mean, we're expecting barely anything to come through from Trick, and the flank was on its way. Croman was about to peek around and take him down, but Halzerk finds the frag in the end with the AWP to close it out, but still 2 players lost is okay. The reinvestment that has to come through from Nordavind is significant enough. It was a really weird position. To see us back here despite so many close rounds for Tricked is bizarre. Now they get one last chance, really. If they lose this round, they can only fight for an overtime because Nordavind will most likely have 15 to 13 because Tricked will have no money for the next round. Even with the loss bonus they're going to receive, no one can half buy into it. Unless they get a bomb plant. Nordavind on the verge of pulling this back. They've got themselves spread out. Now they're going for Toilet's aggression once more. Halzerk starts to push forward. Molotov goes through. Halzerk's forced back. He's being supported by Tensky at least. That's one of the mistakes that I think Nordavind made before, was sending Halzerk solo through Toilets on aggression. Or leaving him there when Tensky pulled back. This time they go back together, which is nice to see. Taking it much more seriously. And also evidently taking time to reflect on what they've done wrong when they lose opening duels or get 1-for-1 trades. Again, we see Halzerk pushing forward, but Tensky's here to cover off short as the push comes through. Hunden's up close. Right! Not spotted, and he's eliminated. Tensky can't do anything about that, but backs off to the bomb site. Man advantage now in play for Tricked. Only one player, 2 players actually here. Rubino's already rotated around. That means Tensky probably won't be expected again, making a sneaky play inside the smoke. As he comes out of it, this is going to be devastating for Tricked. Tensky, with such a good position, takes down Hunden. And a 2-man advantage develops. Tensky around the smoke. Bubsky's already eliminated. It's all onto Acor. 1 versus 4. What is that shot onto Croman? As he's taken down. Hey, there's a chance if they peek him 1 by 1, but 15 seconds left. He needs to go save that up. With the loss bonus they get, maybe they'll decide to buy up. But saving this is going to be difficult as they continue to aggress up long. I doubt he's going to make it out of this alive. 3 seconds left. Time's about to expire. He needs to die now. Why do they continue to hunt? Why? If they waited 1 more second, they would have given him no money. All they had to do was sit on that corner a little bit longer and then peek it with 2 players. What? Literally 1 second. That's all. There was nowhere he would make it to in 1 second. They had a player in Toilets. Really weird that the call isn't made to just hold off the aggression for a little bit, but 14 to 13. Nordavind connecting themselves a really strong position. AWP, 3 AUGs, and an SG. They've still got that really strong buy, while Tricked have had to put their opera down to a UMP. This has been a massive turnaround of performance, and Nordavind at this point, they're beyond impressive. The fact that they've managed to keep themselves in it despite a 12 to 3 deficit in the half. Right now, Halzerk is 6 for 5 on opening duels. And it's just due to that crazy aggression he's gone for on a consistent basis. Hunden's just put himself up to 2 for 2, evened it out by taking Halzerk down. As I was saying, Halzerk 6 for 5. He's now 6 for 6. Opening duels have gone just as bad for him as they have well. And again, because of the aggression, that time was a little bit more warranted. It was just straight peeking short from out in the open. It's fine. It happens. But the Toilets pushes, I think I've seen him die 3 times from pushing Toilets solo without anybody to trade. That I recall. Maybe he's died even more from it. Even if he's found the openings, there was the 1-for-1. So in actual fact, he's at a deficit. Anyways. As Hara swings around, oh no, Tricked are torn apart. It's over. There's completely distraught there. 2 kills from Croman from the barrels. Hara on short, or peeking down on the ramp. 1 to Monster, 1 to short. It's 15-13, and it's Nordavind walking away with an absolutely phenomenal half. They lock Tricked out. 1 round on the board. They need 2 in a row to take us to an overtime, and if not, we're going to be seeing Inferno pretty soon. I was kind of hoping we'd see Inferno, to be honest, so pretty happy to see this scoreline come through, but not in this fashion. Close games are one thing, but this has just been super one-sided CT sides. The T sides have just seemed lost. It's like they get a kill on a side and they just feel like they have to blitz, they just run towards it instantly. It's like Kevin from the movie Up when he sees a squirrel. They get a kill. Oh, bomb plant, bomb plant, bomb plant. Just rush in. From Tensky on short. Oh, he doesn't find anything, so into a 5 versus 4. But low HP on a lot of these players as they push through. Rubino's left alone to hold the side. His teammates on the rotate up. He's playing as passive as he can as he eventually takes down Hunden. Nade in play, goes towards long. If it went on short, things could have been much different. All the while, though, Bubsky's starting to make a little bit of progress towards B. He claims control with the Galil in hand, but not checking. He was not finished checking the other angles. So he gets taken down. Now the bomb on the rotate over and they expect it. They know that that's what's going down. With 45 seconds left, the fight doesn't go Jush's way. It's all on A-Core to try and close this out, and it doesn't happen. Croman finds the final kill and pushes us over 16-13. A 12-3 half. And Trick to only find 1 round on their terrorist side. What an amazing comeback that has been from Nordavind. Able to keep themselves in it. Keep themselves mentally awake despite being down 12-3 at one point and even 12-5, 13-5. They pulled it all the way back with 11 consecutive rounds. And now we go over to Inferno in just a minute. 5 or 10 minutes, guys. We'll be back with Inferno. We're going to see exactly how things shape up because right now, this is certainly hard to call.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.